Yeah. So when you understand it, and I'll make sure I get this to you, you just go back to it again whenever you guys need to go through your own, just go through the lessons again. But it's important that you understand these things, because when you understand the reasons why, it'll help you to stay connected and make sure these things happen. As a, every is when you're working with people, Chris, people
Yeah.
that they're more prone to do what you ask them to do when they understand why to do it. You got me? If you just tell
Mm-hmm.
somebody be a product of product, they be like, okay, but there's no saying why. And you want them to understand, I want you to fall in love with the products. I want you to be a product of the product. I want you to have overall health, overall consistency with your health. But also as an entrepreneur, as an entrepreneur, if life gets in the way and they fall to the wayside for 2 or 3 months, that's money out your pocket when your people that's getting when you stop having a customer. If you have somebody that's there, they're no longer buying, they're no longer earning income. So you want to make sure that your person is living their first thing is to fall in love with the product. So even if they're not building, they still want the products, right?
Yes, true,
Because
true.
what's going to happen as you start to build, let's say if like 120 smart ship, 120 is 3 products. That's 40 points times 3. All right. So that's 3 products for that right there. So what happens
Yeah.
is when you actually have, let's say over the next this month right here, we start to work to help you, you in, now we help you get your 2, help those 2 to get 2, so on and so forth. By the time you get to the point where you have, let's say if it's about, let's say directors of 1,000 in volume points, right? Was that 1,000 left, 1,000 right? When you qualify for a director, it happens several ways, right? One, it'll be from people just buying a product pack, because the products that people buy for the kits, that goes into that when they buy the kits, those kits, it goes into some of that proportion of volume goes into the binary. When people are reordering and they got to reorder product and stock their shelves, and they got to put that volume back in the binary, a portion of it goes in. But the smart ship is also a part of this right here. All right. Now, the reason why I say that, because we run our smart ship on the 10th of the month. Write that down. Every month on the 10th, even when a person joins, you want them to try to realign. Because again, a person can buy, let's say you can get started on the 20th. Like, right, let's say if you started today. You can still order another product by the 10th of next month. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you help them sell the product. Let's say they get the products, they sold some product. Now you got money, they can actually reorder some more product on the 10th of next month. So,
Mhm.
but 30 days from the time that a person joins is when they have to be active again. Write that down. 30 days from the time they join. So if a person joins from the 20th, the next month on the 20th, they're active for that month. So they have to be active on the day of. Now, the reason why we want to get them to alignment is because we that's our long-term strategy. But as long as you know they have to be active from that month to month, you always know. But the challenge with keeping up with that is knowing that when you start working with people, you're gonna have somebody who's gonna be on the 20th, somebody who's gonna be on the 10th, somebody who's gonna be on the first, somebody. If you don't really align people, they'll be anywhere. And then you may be buying to be qualified with your person on your left and on your right. But if you're not always keeping up with when they're placing their personal order, you don't know when they're doing it. They're not really keeping up with it. You may look up and you're not buying to be qualified, and all the volume that you've been storing can go to zero. So
Yeah.
if you're on the same date, you kind of can keep up with it. You know who's doing it, reminding people to
Um,
do what's going on. You won't look up one day and be, Mr. Scott, I lost 5,000 in volume. I lost 20,000 in volume. I had a person who lost over 1 million volume points. That's like $1 million before, because they wasn't
Whoa.
keeping up with people who was doing it, placing their personal order. You got me? Now I was able to fight with the company. That fight would ask the company to restore it, but most people, that's not going to happen, especially if it happens and you don't pay attention to it. You got me? So it's important. So if we have everybody aligned on the 10th, you can kind of keep up with it. But the major thing is knowing that we have a long-term strategy, right? The long-term strategy is knowing that even though we know people joining, this is happening, people buying, this is happening, these things happening, but also the smart ship is when volume is going back in. And if everybody runs the smart ship on the 10th of the month, put in your calculator 1,000. You put 1,000 divided by 120. How much is that? What do you guys see with
Eight
that? Huh?
8.33.
So 1,000 divided by 120.
8.33.
So that means about 8 people doing smart ship will qualify you for director on that date.
Oh.
If they do their smart ship on the same date, if that's the one time that everybody in alignment on that day,
Mhm.
you'll have all that volume that rises up. If not, it'll come on the first, it'll come on the 8th, it'll come on the 20th, and you'll see bits and pieces, and you'll still get the same. You'll still get paid for the volume. But if we get paid from Friday to Thursday, and whatever that smart ship week is, let's say for instance, let me see, like this past smart ship was on the 10th of the month was on the 10th of the month was on a Thursday, all right? So since the 10th of the
Mhm.
month was on a Thursday, our work week started on that Friday. Friday, knowing that I had from the Friday the 4th to the 10th of the month. And each month it changes. Let's say in this month right here, let's say in May. May, the 10th of the month is going to be on Saturday, right? So
Mhm.
if you know
Yeah.
the first of the work week is on the 9th, you know on that 10th, if we working between now and the 10th, and we help a lot of people join the business, get themselves going, and then on the 10th, you tell everybody, listen, guys, we want everybody to realign. You help them make some sales, enough sales where they can actually purchase their product and get 3 products on that day. 120 means that you actually you hit directive for that, at least on that day. Now, the great thing about that is you'll still be working with people throughout the months, throughout the week and everything else like that. So you'll still earn more volume that's coming from people doing other stuff. But just know that smart ship. The reason why I'm giving the whole conversation, and so I don't confuse you, just knowing that I'll coach you as we keep going along. But it's important that you know there's a long-term strategy, investment strategy with the smart ship. Because what can happen is when a person gets the biggest paycheck of that month on that week right there, you can go into your back office and set your points to where it can be a dollar amount or a percentage amount. That meant when you get a paycheck, it'll go into points. And if let's say you help somebody get director knocked out and they make $120 or whatever, they can let that go into points and it'll be on points. And instead of you having to use money from your bank account, if
Can
the
use the
point
points.
use the points from the account. Got me? So my long-term investment strategy is making sure that people can work together so that they can make enough money to let the business pay for the business.
Yeah.
So therefore, they're
That
not going,
makes
I don't
sense.
got no money because now they'll quit
Yeah.
if they got to keep doing it from their job.
Yeah. Yeah.
Am I making sense?
Yeah.
That's why I said, you know what I'm saying? Once you understand the strategy, now you know all the things that can happen with this right here. Yeah, I want them to fall in love. I want them to keep going because even if they're not building the business, if they still using the products, they may not do 3 products for 120, but at least they're doing being active with something, you know, to keep themselves going.
Mhm.
And I want people to always be active because I do want people to live a healthier lifestyle. It ain't just the money for me. It got to be something where it's a purposeful thing. You know what I'm saying? I've been through the challenge health challenges. My mother passed from cancer. My grandmother did. Family members having illnesses and diseases. So I focus on this being a thing for real. You know what I'm saying? I do my best to be as active as I can. You know, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I may have aches and pains and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I was a former paratrooper jumping out of airplanes back in the days. So I still have chronic
Mhm.
things that can happen. Because when you keep landing like this on the several times, even
Yeah.
as you get older. When I was young, I'm like, yeah, you get older, you like, even though here, even like my face may not sound 58, but my knees be like, you do know you 58, right? My knees and those aches remind me all the time. You got me? So I like to make sure that other people can use products to stay ahead of stuff. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times if I'm heavier, if you extra weight, you know the extra pounds can
Yeah.
weigh on your knees. You know what I'm saying? It can weigh on your
Yeah.
thighs. It can
Yeah.
get
Yeah. True. True.
so these things matter to me for real. So when I'm saying
Mhm.
these things to you, so you know that when you're working with people to make sure they remain, you're not thinking about just the money you're gonna make, but making an impact for people. You know what I'm saying? So
Because
the
like.
universe can reward you for the impact, right? That you're looking to be able to
True.
have in the lives of making for people.
Mhm.
All right. So
Yeah.
so that's that. So now again, 3 products. We always say 3 products, set and forget it. Matter of fact, you know, Anna Quintera, she actually did a video. She showed a, a screenshot. You know what I'm saying? She showed a screenshot like this screenshot right here, right? Like this right here was like when I was building before with TLC pretty big. This was like one of my weekly paychecks, right?
Oh.
Wow.
Now the thing is this,
Mm.
Anna showed something like a paycheck like this similar a month ago, 2 months ago. But the reason why she's able to do this because her team, Anna builds, and she's international. Anna Quintero is like a lot of the Latin American leaders all through in different countries. They fall under her because she do a lot of stuff I'm teaching right now. She teaches them the same 4 steps, the same training stuff. They got all the stuff that she trains on. But as a leader, that's why I'm looking for leaders that I can coach to teach to be the leaders of the market. I mean, because when you become a leader, you got to remember people from St. Lucia or not just in they're in Trinidad, in Santa, they're in different parts. They're in the UK, they're in the US. You can literally be where you are and start to find people in different countries that people from St. Lucia that you can still are people from the Caribbean. So it may start off you being a Caribbean, a St. Lucian leader, but now you become a Caribbean leader and you're talking to Caribbean people all around the world. Like Anna, she's from Dominican Republic, but she's a Latino leader. So everything from Ecuador, whatever, they all be like, yeah, si se puede. They all be excited that they all speak Spanish and they all come together under that banner of Latino. So if I want you to put it in your mind that you're going to become something more than just what has happened in the past. Because I'm gonna teach you when she showed this, she made the same amount of money. But the reason why she showed it is because she was showing that how when everybody's on SmartShip at 120, which her team is as time goes on, no matter what's happening on a weekly basis, she's doing that same thing on a weekly basis. You got me and stuff. And she's been doing this since like 2012 or something like that. So imagine doing this amount of money for the last 10 years.
Wow.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? But it comes from you knowing that SmartShip, you know what I'm saying, can lock this thing on a long-term vision. All right. So that's why I want to make sure you guys understood. Now you understand that. Now, as I start to work with you, you guys know I'm working with you to become big leaders in the market. You know what I'm saying? Not just St. Lucia, but everywhere. So don't limit yourself to the people there. No, I'm going to teach you everything that you can build people and teams of people all over the world and all throughout the Caribbean. All right.
Okay.
All right. So let's go ahead.
It's amazing you can talk the difference that acquiring knowledge does. Because earlier, when I called, Nadesh
Chris,
called.
give me 1 second. My wife is about to leave out the door real quick. Give me 1 second, all right? Hold on a second.
Okay. Please let me teach you. Chris?
Yes.
I'm sorry, guys. Everybody's leaving to go to for Easter stuff. I'm like, nah, I gotta work. You know what I'm saying? I'll probably stop over later and say whatever, but they know I'm serious about working and doing what I gotta do.
Yeah.
But what were you about to say, Chris?
Well, I said it's amazing how acquiring knowledge, the difference it makes. Because earlier when I called Nadesh, she actually called me on time. I called her and she missed my call and she called me back. And she said to me how she was not that motivated as she was before because of the fact that, we had done so much, put in so much work into it, and we did not get the results that we were expecting. And of course, I encouraged her and told her, well, right now it's not the same. It's different time. Mr. Scott is there with us. So I believe it really can work, and listening to you explaining the smart ship, it's new to me. This has never been in my mind. The way smart ship was explained to us basically was keep your store open. This was it
Right.
and nothing else. And for me, it makes a world of difference because now I do understand really what it is, how it works, and what it can do for me. So for me, I feel comforted by that. And I'm hoping that Naresh feels comforted as well, knowing that, there are other ways we can get to the director other than, buying plenty products or making sales and how important Smart Ship is in getting to your ranks.
Yeah.
So that's important to me,
Yeah.
the knowledge.
Well, I appreciate that. And the thing is this, a lot of people just don't know what they don't know. They only know, you only can teach what you know. And some people have never taught certain things, which is why I always tell people, I never knew that. Well, certain leaders will say the same thing and they'll explain it differently. but I just been doing this for so long. I've been doing this for like 30 years. So I understand how this stuff works. So when I'm in the company, I never look at it as just, I know, yes. Now, like for instance, just so you know, like for instance, to be active, to keep your doors open, the bare minimum a person needs is 40 points. That's why I got it right here. 40 points minimum will qualify you to keep your doors to your store open. Got me?
Mm-hmm.
But everything else locks into when I said the 120 is because for
Yeah.
one, it shows you how to get to the bag faster and how to maintain it. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
this is what you do. Put in your calculator, put in your calculator 1,000, all right, divided by 40.
25.
Yeah. So that meant you have to have 25 people on your left and 25 people on your right. So would you rather have 25 people to get the director, or just 8?
8.
8. You know what I'm saying? And that's why. So when people can get there faster, they'll see it faster. They'll make money faster. Now they can put money back in. They can maintain it faster. Trying to get 25 people to do it on one side, now it may take you months before you got that. And by the time you're doing that, if everybody's not seeing money coming in pretty quickly, they stop. But if you can show
So,
them the money, how to maintain the money, how to get the money faster, and you know, in this day and age, you guys just witness everybody there in St. Lucia. They're the same way as everybody around the world. People, they'll buy into a money scheme because they think they'll get the money faster. They'll invest
yeah.
into all these schemes, no products, no nothing, and they get mad when it don't work.
Yes.
The way they took it, no. I told them to do a damn business. You got telling me no to a business, but to a scheme. You want to tell that's a pyramid scheme.
Yes.
That's a true pyramid scheme. This is business 101. Buy wholesale, sell retail. This is Amazon right here from your home.
Yes.
Same thing. But people are always looking for the fast way to doing something. And they'll spend money on the fast way. A lot of money to do it fast, and then when it comes to doing the business, they want to try to see how they can start at the very smallest.
Yeah.
But this can pay you the most money long term. I just told you how Anna was making money like millions for a decade, for 10 years. I'm saying she's been doing what she's doing. Even myself, I was in TLC in 2015 for years. I was doing very well for no matter what was going on for years. And it wasn't until they changed and they put that G5 stuff in place. And even then, I stayed in the company till and every month my money was going backwards until I was down at 100 US for the week before I left. I can't take care of my family like that, but that's my loyalty. That shows you that I stayed. So people go, you left. Well, I can't pay my family's bills. It's like your job. You work in a job and they tell you, well, I'm not going to pay you no money to keep working. You can be like, what you mean keep working? I'm not working. I ain't making no money. So you can't get mad. I can't keep working, not making no money because my bill. I have to have a minimum of $10,000 a month just to keep up with my personal bills. So if I'm actually doing $10,000 a month, how the hell am I going to survive with $100 for the week? $400 for the month. There's no way. So I had to make a move, and that's why I left when I left. But I stayed so long because I was hoping that it would shift and go back because I believed in the products, the company, but it didn't go back.
Yeah.
I mean stuff. So that's why I let you guys understand that. So it's only 40 points to be active, but I just know that even though that's what it is to be active, it's still 120. It's proper smart ship. That's what somebody should be on. They should have proper smart ship for more products they're using for themselves, personal belief, personal growth, personal usage. Because the more product they use, like myself, I'm drinking Delgado coffee. You know what I'm saying? That's 40 points. Right? I used some NRG before the call. That's 40 points. You got me?
Nice.
I drank the tea earlier. I'm saying I drank some tea. So I'm really using these products. I'm not thinking about I gotta spend money on it. No, I'm using the products. If I'm gonna get coffee out, I might as well get my own coffee. I'm saying, even if it's a drink, I'll drink this instead of drinking other stuff, instead of getting sodas, I'll drink this as a drink with my meal because I know it's gonna help my body to detox and flush. So because I love the way this tastes and the way the flavor is. So when you're doing it, just know that's how the process is. Now, also, when it comes to this right here, like being a product of the product is our people. Like you see how you were just saying you felt better about how you understand. Okay, if I understand it that way, I wouldn't want to quit as easy. Personal development, that's all. I gave you another way of how to think about the same thing. You got me?
Yeah.
When a person goes through personal development helps a person think differently about how they normally do things. When things normally show up, the first thing we do is we quit. I'm done. I ain't got no time for this. I ain't got no time. But our attitude and how we normally been doing things, well, I don't care about this. I don't care. I'm done. But personal development will help you be like, you know what? Let me think about this differently. Let me look at this differently. No, let me stay in this long because I know I need to do this for my family. I need to do this for this right here. So personal development is key. So because it is, we tell people, I always tell people when they first start to listen to Jim Rohn's Building Your Network Marketing Business. All right. So when you go to YouTube, this is the audio that you can listen to. And I recommend that you guys, even today, later on, while you're just doing things, you can listen to it while you're doing a bunch of other things. But Jim Rohn, the reason why I start off here, because most people have never been into personal development. They've never been into personal growth. So this is a good way for them to start. And when they start here, Jim starts saying some things that helps a person to have a realization, because he's going to talk about profits versus wages. He talks about the type of people you may run into and how they may say things to you that make you feel some type of way. And what happens is when a person listens to it, while they're going through this process, and you trying to help them they start contacting people. When people start saying things, he'd be like, yeah, Jim told me a person would say this. Jim told me somebody like you was going to show up. Jim, but if you don't, without preparation for it, somebody tell you no, and you be like, you know what? They be like, oh, you know that thing ain't going to work. You know, the last time this happened, you'd be like, yeah, you know what? You're right. You're right. You know what? I don't know what I was thinking about. I was a dummy. Let me quit doing this. Because somebody had told you that it won't work. But I just told you $100 a damn week won't work for myself and my family. So I got to do something. I can't just go, it don't work, so I'm not going to do nothing. I have to change my damn situation. But it's about personal development that keeps me going and growing no matter what. All right. So that's where you want to start here with this personal development. And of course, we have our training calls and other things, but this is a starting point. So that's why the first thing you want to make sure when it builds momentum is get your people to fall in love with the products. If they fall in love, you don't got to convince them to keep using the products. They seeing results. Keep getting things happen. All right. Personal development, they won't quit as easy if they have a new outlook on life and how they're showing up. All right. Step 2 is to get together the list of people. Now, the list is, we tell people to build a list, and you want people to do that homework within 24 hours. Now, everything is a time frame, Chris, and everything operates on a time frame as well. And because it operates on this time frame, I want people to move in a time frame, because the time frame that they're moving in will help me. Like, for instance, here in the US, most people get paid weekly, check week to week. So I know that if I get a person a weekly paycheck fast, because they normally thinking about a weekly paycheck, the faster they get a paycheck, the longer they'll stay in the business. All right. Sure. And there are people here, they get paid we call it every 2 weeks or bi-weekly. You guys call it, I don't know if you guys call it fortnight in your country as well, but I know fortnight, yeah, they say fortnight. Like, because I know when they were first telling me, yeah, it's every fortnight. I'm like, what is fortnight? I'm like, what the heck is that? Because we just say so when I'm talking about people in the US, I'm like, if you talk to people in the Caribbean, they say fortnight, they mean bi-weekly or every 2 weeks. All right.
Yes.
So because you got to understand that as well, people get paid fortnight. If you can show them how to get paid weekly and help them make some money weekly, that'll lock in a different. They'll even appreciate it more, which is why I work fast with people to help a person see results quickly. So if they see results faster, they'll believe in it fast. They'll believe in it more. Because if you help a person see income or activity, they'll stay around longer. Income, or write it down. I always get to make sure a person sees income or activity. Income is people joining the business. Activity could be somebody saying, I did some calls. Somebody say, give me on Thursday, give me Friday, I'll join. In their mindset, they'll stick around longer because they're thinking that the people will join or buy in a week from now, so they'll still keep going. But in that meantime, while they're waiting for that week to go by, I'm still helping them to put me in front of other people that make some other things happen, because they'll stick around longer. So all these things help me to know, let me get things happen. So if they put together a list in 24 hours, let's say you join on Friday, I'm telling you, build your list tonight. I may go through some basic training with them, tell them to get their list together. Now I say 100 names and numbers minimum, 50 who choose to lose, and 50 and business improves. Now I always say it this way. I say it's basically you want to find 50 people to retail to, and 50 people that you can recruit. 50 people you can share the business with, that you can actually get them as customers. 50 people that you can actually share the business with them, and what I'm saying, and expose them to the business. 50, you know what I'm saying? That 50 people, you don't want them to do no business with you because you just want them to be a customer because you already know they always about drama and you want that type of people in your business anyway. So just support me on as a customer, and 50 people that you want to build a lifestyle with because we in business for a long time. We in business for
Yeah.
years. It's not just business for the day. We in business for years and stuff. All right. All right. And the last thing I tell people in your mindset, you be like whether they choose to lose some weight or lose that health challenge, or you choose it in your mindset, somebody gonna lose this health challenge today. Somebody gonna lose some weight today. Somebody gonna get this damn product today. You put that in your mind that somebody today gonna use these products. And so you get that and 50 people because business will improve your lifestyle and business will improve my lifestyle. Right, if we're working
Yeah.
together and stuff. So get that list together. Then after they fall in love with the products, and you have them tell them to put their list together. Now we actually schedule the launch. Zoe, get in the bed. Get in the bed. Get in the bed. Now we schedule the launch call. We schedule your launch and to help you build your business now. Now a part of that is making sure that people are connected to other people, like doing a welcome call. The welcome calls, or you saw how, and you already know how that works, Chris. So as soon as in Nadej, you see, as soon as Chris got in, I told him to introduce me to Nadej. By the time she introduced me, I did a welcome call with you. I edified your sponsor. I told you she's an amazing sponsor leader, and then I talked about the team unity training. I edified the system. You know what I'm saying? I asked a few other things, but then I was also, the bottom line is when somebody joins, make sure you say to them, welcome to the team. More importantly, welcome to the family. Always edify the sponsor or the person that they connected with, because you want to make sure that, because a lot of times when we buy things, people have what you call buyer's remorse. That means they'll buy it, they'll get started, then they'll be like, damn, I don't know if I really can do this. Can I really do this? So sometimes just edifying the person, making sure they understand they made a good decision with the person they're joining with, will help them to feel better about their decision. It helped them lock in. So I always say edify the sponsor so they know they made a great decision working with the person. And I always say, and for the fact that they got you plugged in to the system, plugged into me doing a call right now, shows you they got you plugged into the system. And I would say, to get started on the system, you go to teamunitytraining.com. And I always say that's teamunitytraining.com. If you have recorded the welcome call I did the other day, now there's you to recognize I said it twice. Because I always say it all the time. So go to teamunitytraining.com. That's teamunitytraining.com. Because the reason why is because you know, a little while ago, Chris, you said, you know what I'm saying, knowledge is everything. If I had known this, I'll teach this to somebody, but sometimes everybody don't remember everything the same way. But if they don't know. But when they go to Team Unity Training and they hear from everybody saying go to Team Unity Training, and somebody's brand new, and then teamunitytraining.com, let me show you this right real quick. All right. All it is on that right there is,
Oh boy.
okay, here, let me see something here. Allteamunitytraining.com is this here. And of course, is when people know here, they can go here to, I would say, join the Telegram group. Telegram is where we actually, you don't got Telegram, that's like WhatsApp, but Telegram gives you more people you can have inside of a group. I'm saying, so Telegram is different than WhatsApp. So, but it's the way that we put information in, you're able to be connected to everybody. I don't know if you got downloaded, but I always tell people download the app and then join the Telegram group. Right, because it keeps you connected to what we got going on. It keeps you knowing, because I can't be into 20 different groups trying to remind people in 20 different places. So in the Telegram group, on the Telegram, we all just know we're in this one group and we all just know what's happening. So people know what's going on. We have a chance to have conversations. We got that Telegram group. We have the one with the rebirth, with the overall big organization with Darryl and Swalla. So same thing like WhatsApp, but it just allows everybody to be in one space, and you get more people in the Telegram group than you can in WhatsApp. Right, so that's our thing. Then of course our Facebook page, I would say join that as well. And when you click the link, it'll take you there. And I seen Chris that you already went there already yourself. So I just let you do it yesterday. Then of course Dare to Dream. They downloaded Dare to Dream, and I always say watch the 4-step training. Right, once they downloaded Dare to Dream, which is what I'm going through with you right now, they click on the 4 steps, and then let me be the first to welcome you to the team. More importantly, welcome to the family. Now I'm able to go through the things that they had that you haven't gone through, or the person who got them started don't know what to talk about yet.
Yes.
So if you always remember, just go to Team Unity Training. They will go through this. They will get to the process. I will explain this stuff. Now, again, I'm not going to go as long and as in depth as I'm doing right now, because it's just a quick introduction so people can know why we do certain things with the training. Right? But after that right there, after they go through this stuff right here, then everything else starts coming in play. Everything else starts to come together. Give me 1 second here. Let me see something here. Okay, good stuff, right? So let me see here. All right, so they got that right there. And of course, they got the Rebirth University, other things they can actually join and go to as well. But those are the main things I want people to get to first so they can get themselves into the training process. But when you do a welcome call, I would tell people to be done with your sponsor. Make sure you get the names and numbers of your persons. And same thing with you, Nadej. I want to make sure that you text me from your phone. All right, you have my number and text me from your phone as well. All right, so write my number down, Nadej. It's +1 910 257 4760. +1 is the country code.
Plus 1 910 250
257 4760.
257
4760.
Okay.
All right, so send me a message through WhatsApp so you can have direct connection to me that way as well. And the reason why you do that all the time is because you want people to understand that even though they're in business for themselves, they're not by themselves. Because what's going to happen is, let's say if Chris is you sponsor Nadej you sponsor Mike. Mike is trying to reach both of you guys. Both of you may be busy doing something else, but he still had access to me. I can help him walk through some stuff. Nadej, you sponsor somebody, you're not available. You may be doing something else, but you can still call Chris, and Chris can walk him through something else. Our businesses, we work together. So because of that, I always make sure that everybody has connections with the lineage of people that they're connected to. Right. And it's important that everybody introduces, let's say, we say to your plugged in upline. When you're plugged in upline means the person who's following the same systems of what's going on. You got me? Like for instance, I know when I had left, when I stopped doing TLC before and people were still calling me, I'm like, yo, plug into your upline because I'm not plugged in. I don't know what changes are happening. Take something from me, I may mess you up from what your team is doing over there. So get it from your sponsor and your leadership team that's plugged in. Because as an expert, I know that I may throw somebody else off by plugging them in as somebody who's not really plugged in. You got me and stuff. So make sure if your upline is plugged in, you plug them in. If they're not plugged in, you don't have to really worry about doing a welcome call with them. If they're not showing up, they're not on calls, they're not doing stuff, because they may lead your person down a dead end road someplace, or they may themselves be about to quit and do something else, and they grab your people up and take them someplace else or something. So if they're not plugged in, don't do it. But if they plugged in, just make sure they do it. And I always say up to 2 to 3 up your line of lineage. That's like your dad, your granddad, your great granddad, same thing. Your sponsor type of deal. So make sure they plugged into me as well. All right. Yes. And then after that, obviously get your counter out. Then we're going to schedule a game planning session like I did today. You got me? I scheduled your game planning session today, all right, because I knew you were brand new. And again, you see how it says right here, within 24 to 48 hours? We talked on Friday, and by today, we're together on the call. That's 48 hours. I got me because I'm going to, that's why I could have did it yesterday. I did it yesterday, but I'm like, I know in my mindset, I always do it within a time frame because I've been doing it long enough to know that outside the time frame, now you try to find somebody 3 or 4 or 5 days later, they've been talking to people on their own. Now you can't get them on the phone because they haven't gone through no training. They're trying to talk to people and sell. Everybody's telling them no, and they be like, oh, this thing ain't going to work. So before a person messes themselves up, I try to get them quickly connected in the space that I want them connected in before they mess everything up. Got me?
Understand. Yeah.
All right. So when we get together, I always say we're going to go through initial marketing training, all right, which is from the Dare to Dream, and we'll talk about contacting and inviting and a quick retail script. And that's what we're doing today. All right. So we went through the Dare to Dream stuff. Now the GPS is this right here, this page right here. Like, I like to know, like, what's important to the person. Like, why am I partnered with Unity and TLC? Why am I partnered with the company? Knowing the person's why is important. All right. Knowing, like, one of the things you talked to me about was your goal, like your income goal. Nadej, $700. You see, I still know, I still remembered it. I still talked about it because your why is important to me. Knowing why a person want to do it, but also when a person says it, I like to know why they want to do it. Like, for instance, like what's like the top 3 things that you want to focus on, that you want to be able to, whether it's buying a house, saying college education, retiring a spouse, buying a car, dream vacation, giving to charity. What's some of your goals that you have that you have yourself? Why do you really want to do this business?
Well, to betterment myself and my business, my family. I just want betterment for myself, and I also want to push my business forward because I have a business. I run a business, so I want betterment, and for my kids as well, and my kids' education to further them and whatnot. Yeah.
Okay. And you say you have another business. What type of business do you have? What's the other business that you
A
own?
clothing store.
Clothing store. Okay, good stuff. All right. And you also say you want to be able to do children's education, your child's education.
My kids.
How old are your children?
Oh, one is 17 and one is 8.
One is 17 and one is 8. Okay. So you got a child that's 17 and one is 8 years old. All right. And you want to better put them like when you say education, like private school or something like that? Is that the educational thing you wanted to do, or just how does education work in St. Lucia? Is it like a private school?
They have like not really private school, like they have college and stuff like that.
Okay. So you want to better help them go to college and things like pay for college and stuff. All right.
Yeah.
And I get that because one of my top leaders that I was able to help them get to $3,000 a week in Trinidad, that was her goal, to be able to have money to put her daughter through college. So me working with her was for that purpose, was making sure I was able to help her get into this place to where she could actually pay for the college. Hey, Nick, I'm doing a game planning session. Can I call you right back? Okay, thanks. All right. So that's important. Okay, so you got your kids, you're talking about college. Then you said you got a business. Now think about the clothes. All right, that's great as well because one thing I tell people, doing something like this, you can actually use money from here to even do the scale other things you want to do. Like if let's say you're earning $700 can maybe help offset some bills, but an extra $1,700, an extra $7,000 can actually give you more money that you can actually purchase more clothes, do more things like that.
Right.
I'm saying so you can scale your business with using one business to help scale another business. This business don't have the overhead that your other business may have. Got me? I'm saying because you have to pay for, if you have a building, you have to pay for a building. You don't have to pay for lights and a bunch of other stuff. You got to just, I'm saying you have to do all that stuff. Here, you can, so that means you can, your only overhead you have over here is just the monthly, what you're paying out to keep yourself active in your business, to keep your stores, your doors open, but everything else can be used to help you with everything else. Now, also, when they come in and getting their clothes, sometimes people are trying on things and you can see that they want to try.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I'm saying, you can say to them, say, listen, I got some. You can have some before and after pictures around, or maybe even inside. Do they try clothes on where you at? Or they just buy them and take them home.
They try it on as well. So
they try it on. You can have a little before.
Yes, that's why I want the products.
Yeah.
So I tell them, you know what, you need some products.
Have some before and after pictures inside the place, and they try and they stop. The reason why I said because I have a doctor that I have in her patients' rooms. She had before and after pictures of herself losing the weight. So why they, when they go in, they be waiting for the doctor, they be looking at the before and after picture. They be looking at the stuff. They come and say, "Doctor, like, yeah, that's me." They were like, "Yes, how'd you do that right there?" And she now they be leaving out buying products that they didn't come for. They came for medication, but they leaving out with products. You got me? So when people are there at the store, they always they want to go into a smaller size. And you can even say, they say, well, I like the smaller size, but they ain't fit me. So, well, listen, I got something that may be able to help you with that. You know what I'm saying? I got something that I may be able to help you get to a smaller size, something like that. And you say, how would you like to then lose 5 pounds in this many times? How would you like to be able to do this right here? How would you like to maybe have these type of results by showing some before and after? I sure would. Now they may actually leave with the clothes and leave with the products.
The products, yes.
Yeah, I mean, stuff. So that's upselling. It's no different than anybody else. If I go get a suit, they'd be like, "You want a belt with that? You want some socks with that? You want?" They don't just let me get the suit. They're trying to sell me on a shirt with that. They want coverage. They try to upsell everything else because that's what they're supposed to do. As an entrepreneur, we're supposed to do the same thing. Yes. But you already tell people. So listen, not only do I love to take care of my people on the outside, how they look on the outside, but how you feel on the inside is important to me as well.
That's right.
I got me some little things you can say to get them to go. Thank you so much. Yeah, I would definitely want to try that. And now you can add extra income in. So these things are important. So I want to make sure that you, if you can download this, download it. If not, just make sure that you type these things out to me because I like to keep them for myself. I would like to know what's a person's why is, what's important to them. Because also you want to know it as well because what happened is you have somebody that joined today and 2 months later or a month later, as soon as they talk to 3 people, because in their mindset, you tell them they got to get 2 people. They think about 2 people who are going to join. 2 people tell them no. Now they want to quit because the 2 people they thought was going to make them rich don't want to do it, so they quit the business. But now you're able to say, but didn't you tell me that you want to better retire your mother? Then you tell me that one of your wives was to help your mother, help your father. Then
Yes,
you tell me
newly
your wife,
wise.
your
Yes,
kids. Then you tell me your wife, yeah, I did say that. I mean, well, I recommend. I'm saying based on what you told me that
yeah,
you stick to what you said you were going to do because you told me this was your why. Now, once you
yeah,
go through that stuff, you say, how will I get to where I want to be? To get this thing going, the first thing we know is your goal is to be bound to be qualified and commit to achieving that goal within 48 hours. Now, again, I say that because some people can get it done pretty quickly. They can get it done without having to go through, because even like some people just got a couple of people who just flow with them. So like within the first 24 to 48 hours, I like to do a launch call. I like to talk to people for somebody. And when I do, most people I talk to will say, yeah, I want to actually get started with you. I want to join with you. It's just like me. By the time I got Chris in, Chris told you, you was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? And that's one person, but it can happen that quickly. So getting bound to be qualified will help people get this thing happening faster. Getting two to get two to get two. Now we don't end with two, we just start with two. So your mindset is never just getting two to open up your doors to getting paid all other ways. But if you can get 10 people direct to you, 20 people direct to you, the more people that you have direct to you, the better off you're going to be, because everybody's going to work in different ways, and sometimes it takes some time before the team to come together the way they need to come together. So if you're working with me, I'm in and out. You're working with Chris, she's going at it. Working with David, David's not really doing much. Working with Bruce, Bruce is in and out. Working with Jeff, Jeff is going at it. You got several people. Now you may have 2 or 3 people, 4 people going at the same time when the other ones are falling back. Then the funny thing is the ones who was going for it, they may fall back and the other ones be stepping up. And it takes some time for this thing to kind of come together. But the more people you got, as you start to transition, then it'll start to come together. But you got to just know that that two is the very beginning, and that opens you up for getting paid on your left side and your right side by building teams of people. So make sure people understand that's the first thing, and understand what that means. Getting a person on their left and getting a person on their right, which opens up for everything else. All right. And then after that, I don't really cover much more than this. I tell people when it's time for the next step, we go through that. But you guys know what director is because you've been in before. So director is 1,000 in volume on the left and 1,000 in volume on the right side. It can really be done, even though I said 7 to 14 days, it can be done pretty quickly because we tell people when they get started, they can actually get started using product packs, right? And product kits. Now, one of the things that we've been doing, like we've been just telling people, like when people were doing that thing that everybody was doing there, how much was it for people to get themselves into that program that people were doing?
Which one? The scam?
The scheme. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I personally invested 2005.
2,500 US.
No.
So what does that equate to for in your dollars?
I'm sorry?
What does that equate for in St. Lucian dollars?
US? No, that was in St. Lucian dollars.
You said it was?
Yes, 2005 in EC, in Eastern Caribbean dollars.
So
That was,
what is that in US?
wait, I paid, oh, wait a minute. Okay, it was 800 US that I
800.
paid.
All right. Okay,
Yeah.
good stuff. All right. 800 US. And that's good to know. The reason why I say that is because a person will invest that for 800 US for and to get no product, but then come over here and be like, oh, I'm just going to do one product. I'll do just send me here for 40 points. You got me? You know what I'm saying? So I want you, this is what I want you to do. I want you, because it's going to be important. I want you to think about what was said to you, the way they said it, to get you to see and believe how 800 invest 800 US would help you or get you to that point that you said yes, I'm gonna do 800. It was something in how people say things that get you to say yes to that right there. You got me? And how they said it, because the same way they said it there, you can kind of talk to people in that same language. And because if they start with that 800 here, they got products that they can actually sell. But also, let me show it because this is the important part for you guys to understand. Like One of the things when I first started working with Trinidad and Tobago, well, let me show it to you. When I wrote with Trinidad and Tobago, the company had, I started working with, let me see something here. Give me 1 second. Let me get this real quick. Let me pull something up real fast. Give me 1 second here.
Sure.
Okay, let me see here. Okay, all right, let me see this here real quick. Now, it's important that you know when people join, they can join with kits and packs, right? Right.
Yes.
Now, the way
Yeah.
you learn, the way you normally want to have this thing happening is for people to. Let me pull something real quick. Let me find something. I want to show you guys real quick. Let me see something here from John Lucari. All right, let me. I'm gonna send this to you. I'm gonna send this to you in your WhatsApp, Chris. You can send it to her as well, right? And this I'm sure this so you just guys can know how to look how to look at this volume, right? Because when you actually get started, let's say like right here, see how this thing says 160
Yes.
starter pack. Now let's say if like when I first got started, I had people joining minimum, they would do this right here. Very minimal. Like when I
Okay.
travel to Africa, because people in Africa make less money than people do in the Caribbean. But I still have people buying here because I know if they have the products, they can actually start to sell the product. They can make the product. They can sell the gallons. They can break them down and sell them in individual bottles. But this was the main product. But the volume that I'm looking at is the business volume that goes into, this is business volume. All right. That BV goes into the binary. Personal
Okay.
qualifying volume, PQV, is personal qualifying volume. Write that down so you know PQV is personal qualifying volume. That's what you do for, you know how say you do your 120? If a person gets started with this kit, that will personally give them that 120 they need for personal qualifying volume. BV is that business volume that goes into the binary. CV is customer volume. Write that down as well. So you just so you know it.
So business volume and CV is customer volume.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay. It's not qualified volume. Okay.
So personal qualifying volume is like smart ship, right, Mrs. Frog?
Yep. Yep. So when a person joins, based on let's say like if you join with one product, it only qualifies you at 40 points.
Yes.
You got me? So that means it's 40 points for that right there, but it only gives you 40 points that goes into for yourself. I'm saying that you actually make. So let's say if a person gets started with this kit right here for $245.
Mm-hmm.
$245. You said they was buying $800 for other deals. So the minimum a person can do is 45. That would give you that would give them 120 that automatically qualifies them for their 120. Plus, it would
Mm-hmm.
give 160 that goes into the binary. You got me? So the way that works is you saying to yourself, because when it comes to you actually, when you're starting to build your business, what you want to do is when you're launching your business, it's important that leaders understand there has to be a strategy at launching. Not just saying just get in, get in, get in. Because just get in, it'll take forever. Because I showed you 25 people joining at 40 points. And of course, that would have to happen in a week for a person to hit the rank of director. That's on one side. That means you have to have 50 damn people on left and right, 50 people joining in that amount of time if you build on your left and your right in order just to get director at 40 points. But let's say if you're looking, if you know that you want to go director the first week and try to help some other people go director, 1,000 divided by 160 is 6 people. You know what I'm saying? That's like 1,000 divided by 160 is like 6 people, 6.25. Same thing I showed you earlier. If people, so that means if 6 people in your left, you got one person who joined with that kit for 25. Then they got 2 people, so that's 3 right there. Then this person got 1 person, that's 4. That's 4 and 5, 5. And there's 1 other person doing it. 6 people joining that way can get a person to hit that rank quickly.
Wow.
Am I making
Okay.
sense? Now, the reason why I say that because every time you're looking to put together a launch strategy, you want to know what volume packs works the best so that people can see income fast. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because if they do that, the person who sponsored the person, matter of fact, let me see something here. Let me go through this real quick. Like when a person actually joined, let me see. I showed you that one right there. Let me show you another one here. Let me show you this. All right. And let me see something real quick. Let me check something that I sent to you just now. Okay, matter of fact, let me see if I can pull this up real quick. Do you guys still see this right here? You guys still see this the screen that I'm sharing? Make sure you see the right screen. Hold on a second.
Enrollment kits?
You see this right here? The screen retail. You see me scrolling this around?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Same thing here. All right. Let's say if a person starts with the prime pack. All right. The prime pack, it will have they qualify for 120. All right. So that meant if it's 120 in volume points, all right, for whatever volume, whatever qualifying volume it is, let's say if it's 120 points. When a person starts with this product pack, all right, the second way we get paid is referral bonus, right? A referral bonus basically means that somebody actually enrolls with this pack right here, all right, for 120. Half of that 120, which is $60 US, the person will make $60 for this product pack right here.
Okay.
So it's important that you know that so you know how to help your people make that money back quicker. Because if they invest, you want to show them how to make the money back. So if they invest with a product pack and you get 2 people join the same product pack, let's say you spent $200 and somebody you got this is 120 points. If you get 1 person that joins with 1, you make $60. Another person joining, that's another $60 you made. But also, what happens is, see, I said CV, customer volume. That's what I'll tell you. What happens is when a person joins here, only 30 points goes into the binary when they join. So there's
Oh.
120 points, but out of 120, you will get 50% of that because you got me enrolled with that, and then 30 points will go into the binary, which is 25% of this kit right here of the volume. So that's 3, 6, 9, 12, 3, 30, 60, 90, 120, 30, 60, 90, 120. That's 25% of this right here.
So what is Mrs. Scott, what is the customer volume used for? That 25%.
The same thing, like when a person is 2 things. One, the first you get paid is retail. If a
Yes.
person joins you, if a person becomes a customer, right, you would get $20. It's 40 points. Same way like this, you get 40 points for a person joining, right? And then you will make 20 that you will make as a fast start, as a bonus, like a sale bonus, and then 10 points are going to the binary.
Okay.
10, 20, 30, 40, 25, 50, it's 25, 50, 75, 100. So 25% of 40, 10, 20, 30, 40 is 10. 10, 20.
Oh, so what you're saying is whatever goes in the binary is what I'm gonna make after a week.
Yep. What you want to make towards your binary pay. Because
Towards my okay,
yeah,
okay.
because we get paid the first we get paid as a reminder, the first we get paid is retail. And with the retail, All right, with retail, it's 50% retail. All right, 50%. So I mean, if it's 40 points for a product, you make 20.
Yeah.
That's 50%. So if they do 2 products, that's 80 points. That means you will make $40, 20, 40. 3 products make $60, right? So that's retail. So the thing about the retail is you will make the $20 that you will make, plus out of that right there, 10 points goes into the binary.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's not just you get retail sales and you get binary pay from that same one customer. So 10 points goes into
Oh, I got you.
all right. So, and the way you will see that is when you're looking at it, when you're about to enroll and you see these numbers right here. Now you will know, okay, if a person starts with this pack is 120, half of the 120 means you will make 60, and then 30 points will go into the binary. So, right?
Okay.
But also, let's say we go over here, kits and packs, which is why I always recommend people get started with kits. Let's say if a person gets started with a kit, and the kit is, let's say they do a professional business launch kit, and it has all these products that you see right here. Like it has all these products, the instant teas, the 50 of the brewed teas, 12 of the instants, the watermelon teas, NRGs, NutriBurst. Let's say they get those right there. All right. With that, give me 1 second here. Give me 1 second. Okay. Paused it by accident. Give me 1 second here. Where did I do it? Okay. All right. So let's say that's the business pack. They invested $13.90, whatever. All right. Of that right there, it qualifies the person for. I'm sorry. I was confused. My bad. I'm sorry. It qualifies the person as 120. My bad. When I said it earlier, I messed it up. I'm glad I came back here. It's 120. They qualify for themselves, but the CV or customer volume that they have is 400 for this one right here. All right. So that means if they join with this product pack right here, 400 points will go into you get customer volume 400 points. So it'll be 400 points that'll go into the binary.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, and this right here, they get started with the Elite Kit. The Elite Kit is 1,000 points, but 500 of that goes into the binary. So the person will make $500, and 500 will go into the binary. Because 1,000 is right here. So for that 1,000 points, that's the only thing it doesn't show it to you right here. But for that 1,000 points, that you know that is the Elite Kit is 1,000. So for the 1,000 points, 500 will go to. Let's say if a person started here, they start with the Elite Kit for $1,100. And this how when I first launched Trinidad and Tobago, this is like 2015 and people was doing it because I understood to have people join at the bigger packages. So they'll join the bigger packages, and that's how I help the people in Trinidad and Tobago rank up so fast. I had regionals and a national in Trinidad and Tobago because people was doing the Elite Kit, right? Elite Kit was like 1,300, right? And it was like 1,000 in volume. At 1,000 in volume, 50% of that 1,000, 50% is 500 US they got paid, and then 500 in volume that went into the binary. So by the time you started here and you invested 1,300, you came in for 1,300. You found somebody else for 30. So you made 500 for this person. You made 500 for the person on your left, 500 for the person on your right. That's dollars that you made. So you made plus 500. You made $1,000 right back if you sponsored 2 people who did the same thing. Oh, hold on a second. I'm sorry. Should have stopped this. It's hard to see it. My bad. The league has 1,300, 1,000 in volume. 50% of that is 500. $500 you would make if you sponsor mine on your left. $500 you make you sponsor mine on your right. So you invested 1,300. Out of the 1,300 you invested, you just made 1,000 right back. You got me? From 2 people joining the same thing. All right. Now also, even though you made that in Fast Start, the second way we get paid is Fast Start. All right. So you made that in Fast Start bonuses, But the first way that we actually, but the third way you get paid is the binary. So out of the 1,000, you get paid 500, and then 500 goes into the binary. So by the time you sponsor one, that one sponsored one, and before that's not, they did the same thing. That's 500. That's 1,000 in volume points. So you're already you hit directly with just you sponsoring one. And let's say this is you. This is you, Nadej, then you sponsor Chris, and Chris sponsored me, and we all came the same way. This one side will already be done for director already.
Wow.
You got me? Now, directing that all thing is everybody doing the same thing over here. One person just get one before they even get two. That's still another 5 of everybody doing the same thing. That comes out to where it's still another 1,000. We already know that 1,000 is extra 120 that you're going to make in a binary. 1,000 times 12% that you make. Because you go directly, that's 12%. So that means that's an extra $120. So you invested 13 something. You done made $1,120 back already with just people joining and in the binary with just those two people.
So a question, Mrs. Todd. Do you have to be binary qualified to benefit from all of this?
Yes. Which is why the first thing we talk about in the GPS is somebody going binary.
Okay.
That's why I said that's the first. How am I going to get to that $700 that you're looking to get? Let's get you binary qualified first.
Okay.
You got me? That's why the GPS is the first thing I talk about and get together so you can understand why we do this binary and why this happens. And then how after binary executive can come. But also I can show why if you start with a higher package, how you can make the money back faster. Now,
gotcha.
Now for the thing is this, now you actually understand when that happens, now you have, let's say you did the elite kit right here, right? Let's say you did the elite kit. It's $13.49. That was $13.49. And it comes with these products right here. Now, you can either sell these bottles right here. You sold each of these right here, because each product that you have right here, you're going to sell. Let's say you sold the NutriBurst a minimum of $75. That's a minimum. $75 times 4. That'd be like $300 US you can make just from selling 4 of those if you sold it at a minimum of that. All right. So let's say you make $300 with that right there. Let's say if that was $300 for the NutriBurst. Let's say that's $300 for NutriBurst. Then let's say you like this right here. These are the instant teas. Now this is where there's when they come in, you can actually sell these teas right here. You can actually mix a bottle, and let's say if a person is there, you can have in a cooler. Like what I've used is these right here, right? I have to pour this out real quick. Let's say this is like one of the bottles that I use for lemonade, right?
Yeah.
So let's say I got and now what I do with this right here, I pour like half of it is tea, then I pour the rest of it is water, like the brew tea, it's half of that, and then you can actually. A lot of times, what I do, I put half of that in that, and then I'll put like a lemonade inside of it, or I'll put like one of the. Sometimes I use the regular. If I use a lemonade, I like to use one of these as well. The reason why I use 2 is because when people buy this and they have 2 of them in it with the tea plus 2 of them, they're gonna normally have some type of experience. I mean, when it's time to go, for the time to poop, they're gonna poop. You got me? Instead, if they use 1, they may or may not poop because based off of their system, if they've been clogged up, they not see no results. If they come to that store and you say, well, listen, when you leave out, try this right here. They try to go, I like the way that tastes. You can even buy smaller bottles, like a smaller bottle for them to taste it. They like the way it tastes. Well, I like this right here. So great, buy this right here. They leave with the bottle. This can be like a 2-day supply because again, you tell them drink half of it today, another half tomorrow. They drink half of it. By the time they got 2 and they got 1 of these, I showed you got several of these right here. So by the time you're actually selling it, you breaking these things down, and you have this. You got 4 of these, and it's 25 sachets inside of each. By the time you use 1 of these for this, and if you want to actually add a lemonade flavor, you can use 1 of these if you want to right there, or you can use 1 of these, and you might can actually do what I do a lot of times, I use these right here. You can actually use a non-flavor, and you can use something like this to add a flavor. Whether you pineapple, whatever flavors you guys like in Trinidad and Tobago or to the Caribbean or St. Lucia, use that. I'm saying, or you can use one of these right here, little flavor things right here. I'm saying,
Yeah.
like this. So you want to have a grape flavor, you want to have an orange
Are
flavor,
these
you want to have a strawberry
are these
flavor.
to flavor, are these meant to flavor the water?
Yeah, there's flavor in the tea.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. No, no,
So
no, no,
say,
no. I'm trying to see what the products you have in your hand, what it
yeah,
is exactly.
and you guys got things like this as well, little flavored teas and stuff, crystal lights and things like that.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yes.
Yeah, I'm saying. So whether you use that right there or you have like one of the bottles of flavor things that you want to be able to squeeze into it. I'm just helping you guys understand because if you use the brewed tea and one of these that has no flavors, you know what I'm saying, or two if you want to use that right there and just add a flavor, you can make whatever flavor you want to make. You can make it so
Yes.
colorful when they come in there, they see grape, see orange, they see this, they got lemonade, they got watermelon, they got other flavors outside of the main thing, and that's why I call it the tropical cleanse. Because when they there, they see all these different tropical colors, and they come to the store, they be like, they may say, let me get two of them. Give me a bottle of this, give me a bottle of that right there. My friend, you want one? Which one you want to try, girl? And by the time they trying one, they leaving out. You made some extra money. We normally charge about 15 US for the bottle. You got me? You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? And again, you can charge whatever you want to charge, but we do it because it's 2 days worth of the tea. Because
yeah.
18 ounces, we don't tell people to drink 8 ounces of the tea. So 18. So this right here is 16 ounces. So it's two days worth of it. They drink half. Now the thing is this: most going to try to drink the whole thing because it tastes good. It just has a good flavor to it. Like when I normally do this, I drink the whole damn thing. You got me? I don't drink. I don't. It'd be good. So that's what I said. When I have my meal, I'll just drink one of these as my meal versus me trying to do a soda or something else. I just use one of these as my like the lemonade but also me a lot of times I use two of them. I use the lemonade and the watermelon or the lemonade and the tropical punch. You know what I'm saying? Because I love the way the tropical punch one tastes. But you just know that you can actually have it to where people can do it. You can actually have a barcode that after a person get it, they can scan it and even order it. If they want to order something from your website because they're not coming back to the store. You know what I'm saying? Young lady on the team, she actually sells and makes these labels. She can make the labels and send them out to you guys. And you can use the tropical cleanse then things there as well. Or you can actually, she can make it for you. You can find a place locally that want to do it that can actually scan these and make these things for you. But these are labels that I put on the bottle myself. So I went to Amazon, bought a box, and then got the labels, and
Oh,
put the labels on top of, put the labels onto the thing. Let me see where my labels at. Again, garage or some stuff. So that's what I do. I buy this right here, and I put the labels on it, and you can actually label them up. Then also another thing I do is I buy these little kits. So whether you want to have some simple kits like this for people to put stuff together when they leave out the store, all right.
Oh, yeah.
But you can put them in these little black things that we write on top of it, and we like to make them look a little more classy. That's all that is right there. You know what I'm saying? When people come in, you can write on the field. So I use little marketing things because again, a lot of stuff is visual for people. Like when I go into a store, a lot of times I'll go into the store. It can have the same thing. The same. Like let's say I'm going to the store for almond milk. I'm looking at the bottle. I'm like, which color? They both almond milk, but I'm looking at the both. They said the same thing, but whichever color, style,
yes.
whatever, I buy it because of that. You got me? It doesn't have to do with what's in it. You know what I'm saying? But that's how most consumers do. I like the way that one looks, so let me get that one.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So when you start adding flavors and doing other stuff, they be like, let me get a grape. Let me get this one right here. Let me get
Yeah.
a pineapple. Whatever you decide you want to do, just know that if you use the instant with no flavor, you can add whatever flavor you want to get to. You got me?
Okay.
So that's why I show it to you when I show it to you here, because you got to remember when you get started with a bigger package, now you got 4 of these that you got. I showed you how you're making most of your money back right here, but now I'm showing you how you do the retail. By the time you retail these right here, same thing. We don't do 5 for 25. It's about 25 sachets inside this right here. Each one of these is probably about $60 for 2 of them or something like that. So by the time you average this out, you make more money breaking it down and selling them as individual packs than you do as the actual pack,
The full pack,
which is
yeah.
how you can actually make more retail money in the Caribbean. You know what I'm saying? When you start trying to figure out the cost, shipping and handling, all this other stuff, by the time you do one of these inside a bottle and just add your own flavor to it, you're going to make more money by having this one than you may even have by getting this one right here. All right, because you can make your own flavors and change up your different flavors and stuff like that, and use this right here. So it's instant. So by the time you sell it, let's say you sold the bag as is, and we did one bag, let's say 4 bags, we might have did for let's say if it was let's say you sold the bags for what the hell you bought them for. Let's say it was $60 a bag. Let's say we normally get like $60 for 2 of them. So let's say you sold a bag times, they say, let me see, 40s times, let's say $70. That's $280. So you could have did, and again, you can work the numbers out based on where you are. So that's 280 for the teas, 300 for the NutriBurst. If you did these teas right here, the same thing. Let's say you got 4 of that. That's another 280 you did for the lemonade tea. These right here, this is the brew tea. The brew tea is the base of what you use when you use this right here. You want to you make half of the brew, or you can actually have a full gallon and you can sell these by this or sell it by the gallon if they coming in. Just have some in the refrigerator or some in some coolers. Like when I sell these, I normally have a cooler when I'm out and about, and people can buy these out my cooler. If I set up at a stand someplace or something, I sell these like this right here. Right? If they're in the store, you can have some in the cooler. They can buy the gallon, or you can pre-sell it. People can say, come in tomorrow and I have it for you, or whatever and stuff. So you can pre-sell them. They come by the next day, whatever. But just knowing that the base of all this stuff is the brew tea, right? Because I want them to have the results from this tea, and I want them to have results from this tea. So by the time, if you sold these right here, we normally sell these like $25 each, right? Minimum. So let's say that was, and that's if you sell it as the pack. By the time you sell it, you break it down as a drink, you're gonna make more money if you sell it individual by breaking it down as the gallons and stuff like that. But let's say if it's $25 times 50, that's $1,250, $1,250 that you make for the brew. All right. And then, of course, let's say you got the resolution drops. Resolution drops are drops that people can actually lose even more weight faster. You've got 2 of those bare minimum times 70. Again, I'm just lowballing the numbers on this right here, 140. And then, of course, you got the emu oil, which you can sell out for another 70. If you add this up right here, that you do, let's say you say 300 for the NutriBurst, plus 280 for the tea, plus 280 for the other instant tea, plus 1250 for the brew tea, plus 140 that you did for the resolution, plus 70 you did for that's $2,320 that a person can make just retailing the products, minimum. Right? So you invested $1,300, you made $2,300 just off the retail. You got me? So off the retail, they made $2,320 off the retail by retailing the product. Plus, they made another $1,000 if they sponsored 2 people at the same thing. So I mean, they made $3,300 if they from what they can do retail, plus what they can actually do when you sponsor 2 people who are doing the same thing. All right. Plus, if you did 2 other people doing the same thing, you hit the bare minimum of director. All right, that's another $120. So a person can make 30. That means a person can buy this right here and double their money.
Yeah.
You got me? So it's important that you understand when people buy the product packs, if you show them how they can break it down and how they can do it, a person's more amped to do it if they can understand how they can make their money back from it.
Yeah.
Which is why when they start telling you, can you do this right here, 3 people, this right here, $800, by the time you're like, yeah, let me get ahead and give you $2,500. Got me? Because by the time they break the numbers down, you're like, you know what? That makes sense. They ain't showing you no product. They ain't showing you this many people joining, buying, everybody investing. You can make this back, and it sounds good. But here you show them that it's not just sounding good; it's actual. Even if it's just retailer products, they can double their money just on retail. All right. So I just want to show that to you guys first because it's important that you understand that when it comes to looking at products and a pack that a person can join with, there's different packs that we can have a person to flow with. But the bare minimum is whether we want to use something that can get the most volume when a person joins, so they can see their money back. They just do 25 of these teas right here. I showed you 100 of these teas right here. I showed you how you can make your money back right there. By the time they invest at 245 for this right here, they can make. There's 25 of them. You know what I'm saying? You can triple your money back right there for that right there. They want to do that. Again, they get the original Elite Kit, $1,100, 400 points going to the binary. You know what I'm saying? It's 400 points, so they're gonna get 400. That's gonna get paid out to them, and 400 gonna go into the binary. So they can make $800 for two people who sponsored. They get sponsored the same thing. So once you know that, guys, I want you guys to think about it yourselves based up of your country, what you got going on. Think about a product pack that we can recommend. So at the end of the presentation, you can help them understand we recommend this. Like here in the US, we always talk about the Elite Kit first. We talk about the Elite Kit, then we talk about the there's a couple other kits that we have that we talk about as well. The other business kits that they can actually get started with. One is for $1,300. One is for $650 US. Another one's then of course tell people they can actually get started for something like the Get Fit Kit, $189, which is 3 products they can get. But as you see, only 30 points goes into the binary. So the best way to actually get so if it's 120 points, a person can make $60, half of that right there, and then the other 30 points are going to the binary. So just finding a product kit that gives you the most volume so they can understand how they can make their money back is what I want us to do as a leadership team in St. Lucia. Got me?
Okay.
All right. So that way, every time you do the presentation, you talk about that and you understand why. And I promise you, this is going to happen fast. And now you got people who got products, and because you guys know how to sell, you can teach them how to sell the products. All right. All right. So I'm not going to take too much more time, but I want to just because I went through. Normally, I don't go through all of that, but because you guys both really understand it, and you guys been selling, I really wanted to make sure you understood it differently. Because I know if you guys come together, you can know how to work these things out to help other people see it in a bigger way and be the leaders in that marketplace. All right. All right. Then, of course, the last thing right here, and that's just making sure you say, how can I stay focused? I tell people I recommend to get a calendar because the calendar is going to help them stay on track. When you're trying to get a calendar, trying to do this from the top of your head, it's challenging to try to remember when to do stuff. But if you got your calendar out, you can put on your calendar your faith, family, finances, fitness, and fun. I go to church, Bible study on your calendar. I'm a soccer mom, soccer dad, pick my kids up, out the calendar. I got my job out the way. I go to the gym, what a workout to the side. I got time I spend with my kids, other stuff to the side. Then these are the hours that I got available, and these are hours I'm going to work in my business. And once you work your business, you show up the same way you work at your job. You don't negotiate with that. You got to show up with those hours because that's the hours you get paid. And we do the same thing.
Yeah.
Right? Of course, be on the training calls, the business overview calls, everything else. The other thing about that is what is the person willing to give up? A person has to be willing to give up something, whether you got a TV show you like to watch all the time. Because we do most of the time we work in the evening times. And some people got to be willing to give up something that they normally do so they can better put this on their schedule. Like my first mentor, he talked about how he used to work at I can't remember, he was a congressman or something. He's working in the government. He was a big board member at the church, and some other stuff he had going on. But he gave up several things. He started building his business. A year later, he came back. He's making $1 million a month in income, U.S. While he's making $1 million a month, now he's able to give more to the church, do more for the community, do more stuff over here. So he put things to the side. And then even when it came to his fun time with his family, listen, guys, I know we normally do this at this time, but daddy got to do this for this amount of time right here. I know we normally do this because it's like a job. If you have to work 2 jobs, you got to tell your kids, I know we normally do this, guys, but I got to go to work. I got to get a second job. I know I'm going to school right now for the better our family for the next 2 years. So these are my school hours. We would negotiate with our family, and once they know these are the hours we not available, they'll know it. So you got to be willing to work those things out as well. So both of you guys, I want to make sure you guys go through this game plan stuff. Send me the information from it, just so I can have it. I'm saying my own documentation of where you guys are with this right here. And of course, just make sure you set your goals, what you want to do, how many people you want to speak to, how many people you want to have on each call. And of course, anytime you guys anytime you guys are going through some things, to stay positive. If anything got going on, call me. If you're feeling negative about something, don't discuss it amongst yourselves. Hit me up. You got me? Because I always say anything negative goes upline. Positive got to
Yes.
go through your organization. Because your people, when they're joining you for hope. If they're trying to be hopeful, and you like, yeah, man, shit is hard out here. They be like, I'm hearing that every day already at my job. I don't want to hear this right now. You got me? So you can't be telling them how bad things are for you when they coming to you for hope.
Yes.
And we like to, I got to be real with my people. No, you can't. That's not being real with them. You can be discouraging when you're not being a leader in their mindset, when they're looking to you for leadership. And every time you're talking about how bad things are.
Yes.
Got me? So you got to be able to talk. So that's why I tell people, you're going through some challenges, hit me up. I have a conversation with you guys to help put you back on track. Then when people in your organization, you teach them anything you got going on, call me. Don't tell your organization that negative stuff and destroy their thought process. All right. And then of course the last thing, which I'll let you guys go so you can watch the videos on it. I got the contact and inviting script, which is why in Nadej this week, of course, we want to do a launch call for you. And the launch call, the same call we did, you saw, and I'll be doing another one for Chris as well. And I think on Tuesday, Chris told me she wanted me to do a call for her on Tuesday. All right. And the thing is 7 o'clock on Tuesday, we can do a call. And the reason why I say is because all you want to do is just invite people to the call. When a person first joins, this is the most important thing. All the other stuff, trying to remember how to sell a bunch, you'll get all the other stuff. In the very beginning, all I do is I clear a person's schedule. There's, hey, Mike, listen, I don't have a lot of time right now. I'm tied up. But I need a few minutes to run something past you. Will you be free on Tuesday at 7 o'clock? I'll be open at 7 o'clock on Tuesday. Yeah, wow, what's going on? Great. Listen, I launched the biggest project of my life with some very successful partners from the US, or however you want to say it, or six partners. But before I give you the details, based upon where you are in your life right now, if it's the right project, are you open? If they say they're open to listening to it, great. I'm having a private webinar for my selected group of friends interested in earning extra $1,000, $3,000 a week part-time. And my partners are highly successful. So before I give you the details, they need to have a guarantee, yes, you're going to be on the call and on time. They say, yeah, here's the webinar link. And then, of course, you let them know. So all you do in the very beginning is invite people. And then, like I told Chris, at the end of every call, immediately after the call, you ask them, what did you like the best about what you heard? After that, you be quiet and listen. They'll tell you if they like the products or they like the compensation plan. So always listen to what they say is important to them. Never, they start talking about the compensation plan and you want to start talking about the products, you on two different conversations. They talking about the products and you talking about the compensation plan, you on two different. So you got, if they say what they like, oh great. If they say like the products, which product you want to get started with? They say like the product, the compensation plan, want to make some money? Okay, which product pack you want to get started with? They got some questions or they're not starting right now? Great. Listen, I'm new and I'm in training. I want to introduce you to. I'm saying, so just listen, I know how you feel. I felt the same way, but I'm new and I'm in training. I'm still in training. I want to introduce you to my senior business partner. Then you edify me. And again, you can watch the video. The video will actually cover this right here for you know how to actually contact and invite and get them to the information. So the videos will go through this, contacting and inviting and everything. So all I want you to do in this process is get good at inviting some people. We'll get back on the phone again before the call, so you know how to follow back up with people. But once you actually invite people to the call, what's going to happen is this. And also, let me say this to you as well. The other video will cover the quick retail script on how to get some sales and things like that. And I got that video that's online as well. So here is the last 4 steps. The last thing of 4 steps is plugging into the system. This is our call schedule that we have. So after we finish the call on your schedule, just know, put in your calendar. Remember I said, having your calendar, these are hours you're going to work. So have the time that we have a call we have on Sundays at 9 o'clock. And matter of fact, we're doing tonight as well. Even though it's Easter, I still always do it. We have a daily, I tell people to do a launch call. Like you see, I'm doing for you guys at 7. I'm trying to do private calls with people at 7. Eventually, you'll be doing it for yourself with people at 7 and 8 o'clock. Once a week, we do a call for the rebirth, a big call. But normally right now, I'm helping people to learn how to properly do home parties and do meetings themselves online with people. Tuesday, we have a training call. Wednesday, a training call. Fridays are just prepping for the week because the first of the work week. And Saturdays, we have trainings and everything else. So we got more than enough things for people to do. The last thing I'm going to tell you, very last thing is this. Now, I spent that much time to kind of go through this stuff, but this is how it works. Somebody joins, make sure they're a product, make sure they set this up in Smart Ship, start plugging in personal development, put together their list of people so we can actually then introduce them to other people in the organization as we launch their business. We're gonna do the game planning session and schedule their launch call. Once you schedule their virtual grand opening, which is their launch call in the first 24 to 72 hours, a person's going to buy products or they're going to join. And if they join, you'll go right back to step one. Plug that person into the product, put their list together, launch. We're going to do the game plan session, launch call. People are going to buy or they join. When they join, go back to step one. Got me?
Yeah.
Even though I spent the hour and some change going through everything, it's really just that fast. But I have to give you the idea and give you this whole session to understand why all this stuff is going on. And what you guys actually did extra, because make sure you guys understood this, is because you guys been in it before. Normally, I wouldn't cover all this with people because they haven't. This may be too confusing, but you guys having did sales, I want you to understand how, why, how if we get a bigger product pack, we can move faster. And based on the fact that you saw that people, so nobody can tell you they don't got it, when you saw people spending 800 US all day, every day. I'm saying everybody. So it's a lie when they say, all I can do is get it in one. No, you don't. That's a lie. You literally just did. Now I do get people use a lot of money to do it. Some people I use their last, I get it, but it still shows you that people are willing to invest in something that they see value in. So I want you guys understood the value in this. So every time you look at product packs, see how you can help people understand the value and why they get this product pack, knowing that this much volume you're going to generate, because making sure that you can make money in sales, but also you want to make sure they make money in fast start bonuses, all right, on basis of 50% that they're going to start from the volume. And then, of course, you want to make sure that the volume can go into the binary so they can rank up faster. And those bigger packages that you see, 500 points, 400 points, they give you more volume for that, the bang for the buck and things like that. And I'll type a few other things out to show. I'll text you a few other things that you know the numbers for a few of the packs. That wasn't in the one I showed you just now. But once you see that, we can come up with a product pack that fits the budget for the people there. Everybody won't do it, but you got to start off someplace so people can see the value in it, and then they'll understand it. And then now we can help Najesh get to that 700. When you said, I'm like, oh yeah, I can help you do that. That's easy. And my mindset, you got me. It's easy. The rest of that stuff is just knowing now we got a plan. Yeah. And we'll streamline the plan to make it happen. You guys got any other questions, Nadesh? Anything you got? Any comments, statements, questions you got, Chris? Nadesh, about anything?
Is it from the last time, from what we understood, you're supposed to order your products from your downline? That is still the case?
Yep, I still do the same thing. I do that because if I got to reorder products, you know how I should, let's say if I sell the products, and again, you and your team are selling products, you teach them to hold the money until the end of the week. If they got to order products at the end of the week. Now, then I don't always say the end of the week. I tell them to order it as they have to order it, but I just know if they're selling enough fast enough. Let's say you sold enough products and you got enough for you to get another elite kit. Another elite kit is 1,000 in volume, Nadej. Somebody buys the elite kit, I'll buy it through the organization. And the reason why is because that volume is going to go up to every person that's in that same side. You know what I mean? So if I buy it through this person here, this person to get it, that person to get it, and then you'll still get it as well. If you get it through yourself, only your sponsor is going to get it. You don't even get it. But you buy it through your organization so that you have an opportunity to get paid on the same volume as well.
So you order from, for example, Nadesh is my first person. I order from her, or I order from someone who's all the way down.
All the way down. Because everybody who's in your binary, whether you sponsor them or someone sponsor them, you still get paid on it. Like right now, when Nadej logs in, Nadej, you'll see Lisa on your left side. All right. You'll see Lisa as well, because Lisa had joined as well. So Lisa's under Nadej. So if you want to, so then when I do the launch call for Lisa, she'll get some people in as well. And those people that's on that side, that volume will ride all the way up. So, and again, so anybody who's in your binary, whether I place them there, you place them there. Now, keeping in mind where you guys are at, I place you guys in a place where I got a lot of more people I'm working with inside of the in the Caribbean. So as I sponsor new people, I'm gonna be placing people under you guys. You got me? Because I
Okay.
want to make sure that anybody and everybody I can work with in the Caribbean, that I give you guys access to that. Because anytime you help them, helping them is helping you too to get paid in the
Yeah.
binary. Because I try, even myself, like Daryl Drake, Twila Porters, they place people under me that even though they sponsor them, I work with them. Like when the people call me, just like called me right a little while ago, they're not direct to me, but they're in my binary. I work with them the same
Yeah.
way because you can max out at 30,000 US in the binary. You got me? So
Yeah.
I'm gonna work with anybody in the damn binary to get my damn checks. Because most of that money you
Yeah.
saw when I showed you here, a lot of that was binary pay.
Okay.
Got me and stuff because
Wow.
anybody, whoever's there in the binary, I'm gonna work with them to make sure that I can strengthen that binary up or something. Because that's a weekly paycheck.
Oh,
True.
okay.
All right, so Tuesday, 7 o'clock, I want to do a launch call. I'm saying, and again, what I did in the other day with Chris, I did like a private call for a few people first, and then we could do another call. So I can do 2 calls for you as well. But just know the first one, I do want to talk to people that you really want to expose first. Okay, I mean, some people that you really again, you know, think about it right now, but just be like, yo, I want to get these people that was before, get them on the call. We can have a conversation, go through the presentation, get them enrolled with you. Then on Wednesday, we can do another call and get more people onto the next call. But that first group of people is people that I really want you to find people that can position themselves with you early before we start doing everything else or something. So give them the opportunity to connect with you early. Any last questions, Nadej?
Not at the moment.
Okay, what you got going on? I see you looking off into the world over there. What's going on in the world up there?
Oh, my head just, full up right now.
Okay, I got you. I got you. And what I'm
Yeah,
gonna
there's
do,
a
right?
lot going on there right now.
Okay, and like I said, I'll make sure that I upload this video so I can send it to you guys. You can go back through it and watch it all over. Watch different pieces of it again. Know what you got to do because I know it can be a lot, but I want to make sure,
Yeah.
like I said, because I know Chris. The thing is, both of you guys been it before, so both of you guys going to get it separate ways, but you can work with each other to make sure everybody's up to par with everything. So I
Yes.
just want to give you what I can give you, so you can know that as we put a plan in place, you can understand it. And if you got questions, you ask me again, and I'll make sure you understand everything. But I got to give it to you because I'm looking for us to really make some big things happen this month and next month, the next several months in the Caribbean.
Sure. I'm expecting it as well.
All right, no doubt, no doubt. I got. Nadej, make sure you send me a text on WhatsApp, okay?
Not a problem.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you guys
This
later.
thing.
Bye, guys. Bye now.
Okay, bye.